So with Jamie Redknapp talking about the MLS, Frank Lampard's over at the moment, Steven Gerrard, Ashley Cole as well. How do you think Frank's done so far this season?
Obviously, it probably wasn't the start that he wanted, and there was a few question marks about how he was doing, and was he perhaps into the whole MLS thing. And I think he's answered those questions in the last few games. I was actually in New York when he played his first game of the season. He scored. They beat him 3-2. I think it's Philadelphia, and I think Frank scored Villa and Pirlo, and he was good, played really well. And since then, he's just been on fire. He's getting hat tricks, and looks like he's really enjoying it. I mean, not a bad life living in New York.
He scored there. I think he scored 13 and 23.
Yeah.
So for a 38-year-old, that's absolutely phenomenal. As you said, there's a few issues when he first come in. People obviously stressing over the money and everything, but this season he's been absolutely amazing. He scored a couple of weeks ago into Tim Howard as well, which I'm sure he absolutely loved.
We've got 300 goals now. I saw something the other day that he put up on Instagram. I mean, 300 goals. I don't think there'll be another midfield player ever that will do that. Not at the top level. He's a freak. A lot of number 10s now, or players that play in that central role, want to set play up. But how many actually get 15, 20 goals a season? I mean, he's an absolute freak of nature and deserves all his success not because he's a family member. He has got the most incredible attitude and capacity to run and chase and learn and get better. Even at this age, he'll have exactly the same attitude as what he had as a 21-year-old. So he deserves all the success he's got.
And the project seems to be going well as well, man. New York City are top of the league at the moment. Patrick Vieira's gone there, and for a team that was shipping so many goals last season, they've really put a stop to that. I think they won 1-0 at the weekend, beat LA Galaxy with Steven Gerrard in there. So it's an incredible turnaround.
It is, and I think if you look at Patrick Vieira and the way he's got about it slightly differently, because he's obviously gone over to America to play, but you wouldn't be surprised if in a few years' time he's manager of Arsenal or even a Man City once maybe Guardiola's gone, because I think they realised, they identified a real talent there with people and management, and no doubt at all he's got that real presence, and everybody as a player thought had the utmost respect for him. Fantastic footballer, and he looks like he's taken it to a nice level as a manager as well. So good luck to him.
You've got Ashley Cole and Steven Gerrard on the other side as well. They seem to have settled in. There's a lot of questions about Ashley Cole's attitude going over there. He'd said a few things, but he seemed to have really settled in as well. And I think people have been surprised by his work rate. I mean, it's nothing that surprised us, seeing him play for England and Chelsea and Arsenal, but he seems to be doing really well as well.
And from what I can gather, it wasn't a motivation of money with him. There wasn't. I don't think it's one of the big deals that say someone to play. He just wanted to go and play. Obviously, he lives in LA, which is a fantastic place to be. The sunshine. And Steven Gerrard goes without saying, I think for the league and players like that will help the league grow. My dad coached over there many years ago, so I've always had a keen eye on it, and it seems to have really gone to another level now, which is great.
I was going to say, how do you feel it is growing compared to? I mean, it's obviously nowhere near the Premier League at the moment, but how do you see it growing in the future if it keeps attracting those players?
I think that's the key. They're talking, I read this morning about Wayne Rooney as well in a couple of years. I'm actually a little bit jealous that I didn't have the opportunity. I mean, I had to retire at 31. I'd love to have gone and played over there, New York or LA, and take the family and experience living in America like I did as a kid. So great opportunities for these players. And it's getting better. Look, as you say, you can't compare it to the Premier League, but there's a lot of good young talented players. There's a young guy, I think, is it Jack Harrison at New York? The game that I watched Frank play, and I spoke to him after, said, "Cool, your left winger, your right winger could play." And he went, "Yeah, I know, he's English boy." And I was like, "Wow." So he's one to keep your eye on. I think he could end up coming over to the Premier League in a few years. Very talented, quick, not the biggest player in the world, but an exciting winger.
Yeah, because I think there's a few English players getting through the net over here and going through the college system, and they're getting talent that way.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's a few players that have gone under the radar, but very successful. Robbie Keane as well has had a good career there. But I think that when you look at, say, Harrison as an example, the benefits he'll get from learning from Pirlo and Villa and Lampard, they're the important factors that that can make the difference. And I think it will come a stage where more players will come from there to play in our league because of the high level of the English players that are going over there. But until they maybe get a player that's at the peak of their career in the Premier League, that will be the game changer. But I've really enjoyed watching it, and I think it's a good league, and it's a great, even loaning players there. I mean, if you're a young player, 18, 19, maybe can't get in your first team, but you're rated highly, go and work over there and learn your trade. I think it's a good level. You're playing against good seasoned professionals.
Finally, do you think it'd be worth some Premier League clubs investing in other clubs over there, like the Man City group have done? Because obviously that will be a good way to maybe get some young players into the sides.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, Man City just having incredible manpower and money than the ability to do it. It seems to be the American big owners now want to buy clubs here rather than America, which I suppose if you're an American soccer fan, that could be a little bit frustrating. But Man City seem to have so much money they can do whatever they like, and they're going to make their league really strong. Having United there, and maybe the Cosmos in a couple of years. I'm not sure what their situation was, but that was always a franchise that everybody looked up to, and if they can get maybe into the MLS, that'd be great as well for the game.
Cheers, thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
Cheers, thanks.
Thanks, mate.